Okay, Paul, das war ja herzzerreißendes Finish. Am Ende hatten wir 42-49 verloren gegen die Hildesheim Invaders. Viele Punkte sowieso auf dem Scoreboard. Verrücktes letztes Quarter. Mit 28-28 ging es rein, dann gab es 5 Touchdowns. 2 von uns, 3 von denen. Und natürlich dieses Ende. Erzähl mal kurz aus deiner Sicht. Wie war das die letzten 2 Minuten aus deiner Sicht?
Na, ich habe es halt nicht also wir haben es als Offense nicht aufgegeben, einfach, dass wir halt noch das Spiel gewinnen können oder auf jeden Fall ausgleichen können und daher ja, aufregend halt, ne? Aber im Endeffekt haben wir halt in Quartern davor einfach nicht genug gegeben anscheinend. Es ist halt immer noch 4 Quarter Football.
Genau,
nicht
oder
3
eben
Quarter.
diese Phase anfangs des 4. Viertels, als auf einmal Hildesheim ratzfatz 3
Ja,
Touchdowns hintereinander machte, wo mindestens einer unnötig war.
Ja, auf jeden Fall.
War eben so ein Bruch im Team. Aber was man, glaube ich, auch von außen gesehen hatte, wir hatten nie aufgegeben.
Genau, wir bleiben zusammen sozusagen. Das, was wir jetzt auch uns auszeichnen so ein bisschen. Wir sind ein gutes Team, wir arbeiten gut zusammen.
Ja, generelles Resümee ist bitter, einfach nur bitter. Da haben wir zu viel liegen lassen in der Offense, zu viel Free and Outs gehabt, wo ich gedacht habe, ja, hätten wir einfach punkten müssen. Ne? Sowas kann nicht sein, dass wir da einfach wieder vom Feld gehen. Auf der anderen Seite, ja, die Defense, ja, zu viele Punkte reingekriegt. Da muss man auch besser dran arbeiten, dass da vielleicht mal ein Turnover kommt oder ein Stop.
Okay, wir hatten ja Turnovers, also Fumble Recoveries gab es, vor allem das Ding am Ende bei 2 Minuten zu spielen, damit hat man jetzt nicht unbedingt gerechnet.
Ja, genau, aber das ist bitter, ne? Ja, mit dem letzten Touchdown oder mit dem letzten Pass hätte auch ein Touchdown sein können. Das wäre natürlich schön gewesen, aber gut, da riskiert man es halt, ne? Hoher Ball in die Endzone, der Bessere fängt den Ball.
Genau.
Wir sind super ins Spiel gestartet, 14 Punkte aufs Scoreboard gepackt. Leider hatten wir dann so zum zweiten Quarter, sag ich mal, war ein bisschen die Luft raus. Warum auch immer, wir waren unkonzentriert. Wir sind dann auf jeden Fall in der zweiten Halbzeit nochmal gut hinterhergekommen. Hildesheim hat dann natürlich auch ein paar Punkte aufs Scoreboard gepackt.
Da war ja diese eine Phase, wo die wirklich innerhalb von gefühlt 2 Minuten 3 Touchdowns gemacht hatten.
Ja, wobei ich will nichts auf die Refs schieben oder sowas, aber da waren halt 2 große Entscheidungen, die eben unglücklicherweise gegen uns gefallen sind und die haben uns, sag ich mal, halt auch in dem Moment und in dieser Phase des Spiels eben schon ein bisschen zugesetzt und ja, am Ende hat uns genau dieser eine Touchdown, sag ich mal, dann gefehlt, ja, um zumindest das Spiel auszugleichen und it is what it is.
Die Invaders schlagen sich dafür, dass sie jetzt gerade halt auch aus der GFL 2 hochgekommen sind, recht souverän bisher in der ersten Liga und sind aber definitiv ein Team, mit dem man sich nicht so auf Augenhöhe duellieren hätte müssen, wie wir es heute getan haben. Wir haben das dritte Quarter, ich sag's mal so über den Daumen gepeilt, geschlafen. Und,
genau, da haben sie sich rangekämpft. Wir hatten
wir haben 28-14 geführt und können dann nicht 5 Scores hintereinander reinkriegen, ohne davon auch nur einen zu beantworten, was uns dann in ein Negativverhältnis von 21 Punkten bringt im letzten Quarter, die wir dann zwar bis auf nur einen Touchdown halt recht schnell ausgeglichen haben, beziehungsweise uns rangekämpft haben und nicht ausgeglichen. Das ist aber eine Sache, die darf einfach nicht passieren. Und wenn man da konsistenten Football spielt, wie im ersten, zweiten und vierten Quarter, dann gewinnt man so ein Spiel auch, und zwar deutlich.
Ja, wir haben leider immer wieder die gleichen Fehler gemacht. Ja. Die hätten nicht passieren dürfen. Die sind jetzt leider passiert, so. Da kann man im Nachhinein jetzt auch nicht viel machen, so. Aber eigentlich hätten wir da ganz anders, also war ganz anders. Also man hat es am Anfang gesehen, dass wir die eigentlich gut kontrolliert haben und dann durch unsere eigenen Fehler praktisch selber uns ein Bein gestellt haben.
Wir hatten ja auch die ersten 3 Viertel im Spiel geführt. Das war ja wirklich dann das Ende, drittes Viertel, als sie ausgeglichen hatten. Man hat gemerkt, die haben das Momentum und auf einmal ging das dann bam, bam, bam.
Aber die hätten halt an sich sowieso schon gar nicht so viele Touchdowns machen dürfen können, weil eigentlich wir da viel besser sind als das. So.
Was war der Knackpunkt? Weil wir hatten Fumbles recovered, wir hatten
Quarterback-Sacks. Ja, ich wollte gerade sagen, also wir haben eigentlich defensemäßig gut gespielt. Ja. Also wir hatten halt nur so kleine Probleme in der Coverage, ja, so wie das schon das ganze Jahr so ein bisschen ist, so, wo wir aber immer noch hart dran arbeiten, so, wo wir immer noch besser werden auf jeden Fall.
Was gut war, das Team hat sich ja nicht aufgegeben. Also
genau, wir haben ja wirklich bis zum Ende gekämpft, also bis zur letzten 6 Sekunden, wo wir nochmal einen Fumble geholt haben, nochmal versucht haben, das tiefe Ding in die Endzone zu bringen. So. Hätte am Ende immer noch reichen können mit ein bisschen Glück, so. Diesmal leider nicht. Nächstes Mal vielleicht wieder. Oder wir versuchen es einfach solider mit einem besseren Ergebnis von vornherein einfacher zu machen für uns.
Was it the tough opponent that you were expecting, or with what kind of expectation did the players go into this game?
Just like before, I told the guys before the game, it was the most important game just simply because it was the next game. You can't take anyone lightly. At the end of the day, every person on the team have to go out there and execute, and today those guys did that.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, the game was on our side, or we had the momentum. We were always leading, but then at the end of the third quarter, they tied the score, 28-28, and all of a sudden they scored 2 or 3 touchdowns non-stop. What happened in that phase of the game?
Just guys going out there. A few times we missed a few assignments on defense, and we also was put in a couple of bad positions, turnovers and whatnot. But at the same time, as a defense, we expect those plays. We expect to be put against the wall, and it's a good saying that as a defense, you may bend sometime, but you never should break. So you just got to give kudos to those guys because they went out there and they executed on our mistakes.
And I mean, on the plus side, this was one of the first games when we had all our players on the field, defensive-wise. I mean, those 49 points, they just spilled the whole party.
No, I won't say that because I won't say that. Those guys did score 49 points on us, but like you said, 3 touchdowns came late in the game. We kind of felt like our back was against the wall and trying to get turnovers for the offense so we can kind of compete and put more points on the board. But overall, I think we actually grew as a defense today. Like you said, we had a lot of great things throughout the game. Just one thing, like Coach Jag preaches, we just got to finish. We are a young team, but at the same time, we got to come out here and we got to compete for 4 quarters. So yeah, in the beginning of the game, the first half or whatnot, the momentum was on our side, but that doesn't affect the outcome. So in this game, you got to play 4 quarters.
It's a heartbreaker. We definitely should have won that game. Played better pretty much the entire time. Mostly it was just us making dumb penalties and shooting ourselves in the foot. I thought offense on the whole, I thought played really well. I think there's maybe only 3 drives that we didn't score. So you can't really complain about that. Like anytime you put up 42 points, you should normally win. But it's not blaming our defense because offense, sure enough, had a lot of penalties. And a lot of the times we put them in bad situations. Whenever we got the ball really deep in our own territory, like if we didn't get a first down, we'd be punting and Hildesheim would get the ball with only 35, 40 yards to go before the end zone. So, we made our fair share of mistakes. The whole team did. So I definitely think it's a game we should have won. We go back, eliminate mistakes, we probably beat them by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully we'll improve.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Devon said. Even though we lost the game, you could see that the team progressed, that we moved to another level, that people can depend on each other, and even though we're behind 2 or 3 touchdowns in the end, we know we can still win games like this.
Yeah, that comeback near the comeback at the end was pretty. It was incredibly impressive. Like putting up 2 touchdowns really quickly, getting that onside kick. I thought that defense had them stuffed on that 4th down, and that would have been incredible. And even then, they managed to get a fumble, which is weird because they could have just taken a knee and then the game would have been over. But we did in the last 6.5, 7 minutes of the game, we did everything perfectly and everything we could possibly do to try and win. I think that speaks a lot to us growing as a team and getting better, that we're able to kind of dig deeper and find ways to try and win. Also progressing. I think, like you said, Paul had 22 passes, and I think he did an incredibly good job making things happen with his feet when there was nothing to pass. And then in the air, I think he had 3 touchdown passes. So good for Paul.
Oh yeah, it was a really tough loss. We really try to fight really hard. We starting to get better as a team, and as a defense, we're starting to keep on working. So today, we also learned to keep fighting. Whenever we get in tough situations, just keep fighting. That's what we try to do today.
Yeah, maybe that's the positive learning from this game, that even when we're back against the wall and we were behind 3 touchdowns, with 5 or 6 minutes to play, we were able to score those points. I mean, if that Hail Mary would have worked at the end, would have been even.
Yeah.
And I think it also, as a viewer from outside, you could see that everyone was believing in each other. Or what was it like on the sideline in the last 2 minutes?
Well, like, they started winding down with the ball a little bit, and once we got it back, like, our offense started getting hope. So, like, you know, like the positivity, they started coming back and all of that. So as long as we just keep the positivity, we'll be good.
You know, we didn't play awfully. We continued to make individual mistakes when it came to the point of attack, where you can see that the investment wasn't there. You know, that it was the sacrifice of, yeah, I might get run over, but I still make this play. You know, and that's really where we're at. And in the end, you know, we just simply got to get better from here, and we will, and we already have. We just got to continue on that way.
Yeah, and on a positive note, we had some tremendous plays on defense. I'm just talking about the 2 fumble recoveries when we needed them.
Crucial moments, and I think our guys are getting to see that their relentlessness is actually paying off, and we need that for 4 quarters now and every snap. You know? And I think that's the main key. You know, be relentless. It's football. Hit hard, sprint to the ball. You know, and when it comes down to it, whatever mistake you make, do it all out. You know, it's football. Mistakes are going to happen, just like in any other situation. I mean, we might study all the stats and take all the plays and, you know, put it all together and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's us versus them. And, you know, I mean, as coaches, we've all played. At least the majority of coaches have played football, and they know how much statistics matter. But at the same time, they also know how much heart matters. And today we actually had at least a show of heart at the end with causing the strip, getting the fumble, getting
Not
our
just
onside.
in the end, also those sacks from
Throughout
David
the game.
Leisegang when he came back. You could see,
you know, throughout the
his
game.
fire when he was playing.
Throughout the game, we had some really great shows of heart. And then from time to time, we saw the loss of the attitude in the moment that it was needed. And I think that's something that we're still getting a grip of. But when that happens, I mean, this was going to be a completely different football game. So, I mean, I expect to see it next week. We got Dresden. We have a lot to make. Sorry, we got Braunschweig.
No, Dresden and then Kiel and then.
All right, then Braunschweig. All right, after the week. Yeah.
But you also have to give kudos to Hildesheim. They did a good job.
You know, I mean, they all did a very good job, and you know, they played tough, and they also fought back from adversity. You know, we were ahead by 2 touchdowns twice, and they fought back for that. That was a great show of heart and attitude, and you know, you can almost expect that from a team that's being coached by Coach Roman. Roman is a good man, a tough man, and people see him walking around as if, you know, he's a little old guy, but you know, that man has plenty of experience in coaching the game and brings an attitude that you know, exemplifies hard work, and I think we do that as well. The difference is that I think they have actually more experienced players than we did. Simply that. And as time rolls, our guys are going to get better, and I know they will too. But you know, it doesn't end there. You know, Hildesheim isn't the only team in the league. So next week, again, we got Monarchs.
Yeah. It just hurts that when we have a look at maybe the last playoff spot, which would be icing on the cake for this season, that we lose a game against a rival on our level.
Yeah, and you know, that was a disappointing feeling, but you know, it lasts for now, and we move on to next week. That's the way it is. You know, you gotta have short memory, just as you would as a player. You know, things happen that don't work your way all the time, and that's football and that's life. But you got to find a way to. There's not much finding to do. You take your steps in the forward direction, and you go all out again. That's all it is. It's actually quite simple.
Yeah, and whenever it's a job and we're clicking on our cylinders, you could even beat teams like Dresden. You heard that Rebels beat Braunschweig today?
I heard.
Okay, Braunschweig wasn't on 100%, but nonetheless, you have to beat Braunschweig
Win
without their first quarterback.
Win is a win, and they took it. They took advantage of an opportunity, and they took it. And that's the point, because again, like I said about stats and all the stuff that we study, at the end of the day, it's all about heart. That's what it is. You got to give it all, and you got to do it all the time. And hopefully our guys start to understand that a little bit more. They really showed heart today, and we can only get better from here.
Black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big.